Hey YouTubers, what's up? It's me, yours truly, back to post a quick video here. Want to show you a couple things I've picked up throughout the last, I guess, week or two. And then I went to a record show this morning. Picked up a few things. Saved up a little bit of money to go there, because I didn't really spend a lot. But I did pick up a few things over the past week or two, so just wanted to share it. And as always, see what you guys think. This is what's playing in the background. A little guilty pleasure I found at the record show today. Only cost 50 cents. But this is Breakdance, Don't Stop the Body Rock. Just kind of a compilation of some old stuff we used to spin around our heads to. You know, it has like Herbie Hancock's Rockets on here. There's some stuff by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, and you know, it's just a 52nd Street. It's just a lot of old stuff from 1984. Just like I said, stuff we used to spin around our heads too. So nice little guilty pleasure I had to pick up. And here are the records. Some things I've added to my collection. Number one, we'll start with Etta James. This is her Greatest Sides, which is basically just kind of little greatest hits. And it has my favorite song by her, which is At Last. I know that's kind of cliche with Etta James, but that was an incredible song. It's definitely my favorite by her. For all you guys that are into old school hip hop, you'll probably recognize this band, which is Stetsasonic. This is In Full Gear. This probably has my favorite song by them, which I think was probably their biggest song too, which is Talkin' All That Jazz. Again, just kind of some stuff I remember back in my high school years. It was really kind of funny too when I saw this album cover today. When I pulled it out, it was like just this instant flashback to high school, because back when I was in high school, those two-piece jumpsuits, that's what it was all about. That's the only thing that anyone wanted to wear. I mean, so it's just weird to see that with the, you know, the lines cutting their hair and everything. That's the way we used to be. So that was a really fun piece to pick up there. Another piece of hip hop here, which is the 12-inch single for Das Effect's Microphone Check. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. Then here we have Eddie Kendricks. Of course, remember him from The Temptations. This is Boogie Down by good old Eddie. And I finally picked up a copy of The Doors' first album here. I've had this on CD and tape for quite some time, but between all the greatest hits and compilations and everything else that I have by them, I pretty much have every single song on here, so I didn't really make a big push to find a copy of this. But I found this for only $2 in really good shape, so I snagged it up. So it's nice to finally have that officially in my collection on vinyl. A little bit of 80s hair band right here with Whitesnake. Come and Get It from 1981. David Coverdale was singing lead in the band. This is a good find too. I don't know if you guys remember this one, but Wasp. Name of the song is Animal, F Like a Beast. Basically it's a two-song single. Show No Mercies on the B-side. But this is an album that's not the easiest thing to find, and the ones that are even harder to find are the ones that actually have the F-U-C-K actually spelled out right there, because there was a release with that. Remember, this is one of the songs on the 5015 from the PMRC. Those idiots. But still, it's just, you know, a real cool piece to find. I'm glad to have it in my collection. I think I only got it for like $5 too, which was awesome. And I pulled it out of the stack, and there was a guy standing right next to me that was like, "Oh my gosh, I totally skipped over that. I haven't seen that in years." And I was sitting there still flipping through stuff, and he came back and goes, "You mind if I just look at it really quick? I'm not going to take anything. I just want to look at it. I haven't seen one of those since forever." So it made me feel even better about finding it, which is kind of cool. I also picked up a copy of Black Sabbath Mob Rules. Definitely not my favorite Sabbath album. Probably, as a matter of fact, one of my least favorites, but it's still a good Sabbath album. But I just never really liked it enough where I wanted to spend $10, $15 on the vinyl. So again, I kind of held off, and I found this really good copy for only $2 today, which was good. So a great addition to my Black Sabbath collection. This is a really good find. Plasmatics, Butcher Baby. This is a 3-song EP. It was I believe a UK release. It was never pressed here in the States. So it's kind of hard to find too. I mean, I've seen a couple go on eBay for upwards of 40 or 50 bucks for the single. So I was really happy to find this. I think I actually got it in a deal for like $10, which was awesome. Mint condition across the board. And of course you have, you know, Wendy, Miss Williams doing her thing, which every cover she's always on with construction tape on her nipples. That was kind of her thing, showing her breasts and putting tape over them. But yeah, that's a real good collector's piece right there, so I was happy to get that. Got a reissue of Bo Diddley as a Gunslinger. Really good pickup, as well as just Bo Diddley. And this is a reissue from his 1958 release of the same album, which I think was his first album. I think. Don't quote me on that. But I don't know, something about this album cover I just absolutely love. I think, honestly, this is going to become one of my top 25 album covers. I guess something about it just really screams birth of rock and roll. You know, I don't know, it's just between like the power stance, and then you have, you know, kind of the black artist back in the day, but then, you know, with the guitar, and I don't know, it's just, that cover just screams like the birth of rock and roll to me, so I really like that. Picked up this copy of Jimmy Forrest, Most Much, on Prestige, another very nice jazz album. I didn't really know a lot about him, or really nothing about him at all, and I saw this, and the cover just completely caught my eye. And something told me, you have to check this out. So I did. I think it was only $2 or something like that, and ended up being pretty good. So, and this one here was a really good find. I'm going to tell you a little story before I actually show you what it is in terms of how I actually got my hands on it. I was killing some time between meetings and went to this record store in the St. Louis area, and I walked in there really quick and I saw this record sitting up on the wall like as soon as I came in, and my jaw just dropped because, you know, I was like, I cannot believe that's sitting there, because I've bid on probably 8 or 9 of these records on eBay and never won. It always went a lot higher than I was willing to pay. So anyway, there's like 3 or 4 people standing between me and the album, and you know how your mind gets working real fast, and I just kind of thought, holy cow, someone's going to take it, somebody's going to take it, one of those guys is going to take it. Started freaking out and literally just started like weaving in and out of these people to jump on the wall to grab this, even though this was actually sitting above the R&B and hip-hop section, so most of the people that were looking right there are probably people that, you know, probably weren't paying attention to this record anyway, or else they would have grabbed it. But anyway, I got my hands on it, started jumping for joy, and I got it for half the price that I've ever bid on anyone on eBay. And that record is Danzig's Danzig, which of course has probably his most popular hit, which is Mother, which is on this album. Absolute perfect condition from front to back. Vinyl is as clean as you can get. It's even a promo copy, you know, gold stamp promo, which is kind of cool. And again, just got it for, like I said, half of what my best bid ever was on eBay, so I was so happy to pick that up. But so even though it's not like a $100 record or anything, it's definitely one that I'm extremely excited about getting into my collection. It's going to be one of my finds of the year, literally, for me, because I've wanted that for so long. So moving right along, picked up a Little Minor Threat. Got a good used copy of that. And then still hitting the dollar bins here. Lou Rawls, All Things in Time. I'm a Lou fan. I mean, this is one, of course, you know, people kind of make fun if they see it in your collection, but I've always been one, too, that said Lou can't really sing, per se, but he does have that, I guess to kind of make up a cheesy term, that Vegas pizzazz, that, you know, showbiz type persona and delivery of his songs and music, much like, you know, Wayne Newton and guys like that. And the way he does it in that song, you know, You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine, I mean, that song just pulls me in every time I listen to it. It's just a song that makes you want to smile, it makes you want to dance, it makes you want to go out on the town for the night. You know, it's just kind of, it's a Vegas pizzazz, and he's all about that. So if you haven't heard that song, you know, check it out. You might surprise yourself. Another pickup here, Queen Latifah's Ladies First, just a single featuring Moni Love. Interesting thing I'll say about this is I'm not a huge Queen Latifah fan when it comes to her music. Some things I kind of like, but for the most part, it's really not that exciting to me. But at the same time, one thing that I really like about Queen Latifah is I probably respect her as much as any artist out there in the industry, even though I'm not the biggest fan of all of her music. And one of the main reasons is, she was one of the pioneers behind females in hip-hop, actually making a presence beyond being in a bikini and shaking their butt in a video. She brought a big bit of respect to women in the hip-hop world. And so not only being big enough to do that, but when you look at what she's done in her professional career in terms of movies, being one of the queens of hip-hop, and yet also being, spokeswoman for Maybelline, and all the different things that she's done. I mean, her professional career has just really shown how incredible a woman that she is. And I respect her to the utmost for what she's done with her professional life overall. Just an incredible woman. And being able to do all of that while not being the skinniest woman around, which is something we tend to really value in society now, being 6 foot tall and 95 pounds. I mean, she's a bigger girl, I don't know if she's 200 pounds, but I mean, she's a big girl, and yet she's still been able to cross all those boundaries. Acting, modeling, makeup spokesman, art, just everything. Incredible woman. So I just want to take a little time to rant just to give her some props for that, because she's done some great things in her life, especially considering where she came from. Really respect her a lot. Next, Prejudice and Pride, Private Lives, just kind of some 80s fun stuff I picked out of a dollar bin. Next one here, Sky Sailing, the early recordings of Adam Young, but I guess it's kind of part of Owl City and all that. This is a record I picked up at Hastings, which I do every now and then. I pop in there pretty regularly to look for their markdowns, because just randomly out of the blue here and there, they'll take $19, $20, $25 records and mark them down to $4, $3. And so when they do, I always pick them up, because I figure, hey, I don't know the band, but if I like it, you get a $20 record for only $4. If I don't like it, I can easily sell it on eBay and get my money plus some back. So that's what I did with this one. It was regularly almost $19, and they had it marked down to $4. So I bought it. And I've had a chance to only listen to a couple of songs on it, and they're okay, so I think I'll definitely keep it. They were decent. But it did come on this kind of blue, almost tie-dye looking vinyl, which is kind of neat. But that's Sky Sailing. Again, a good $4 pickup. Also picked up this copy of Testament, The Formation of Damnation. And I got this for only $8, which again was a really good pickup. Because I've wanted this for quite some time. And I remember when this first came out, I actually saw it in a record store. I was up in Minnesota. And brand new, these run about $26 to $28, somewhere around there. And I was debating for probably about 20 minutes that day, gosh, I really want that Testament record, but I really want to pay $30 for it, plus all the other things I have to pay for it here, so I skipped on it. And I'm kind of glad I did now, because I found this perfectly mint copy on almost clear green vinyl for only $8, $7.99, so that was a great steal. Great pickup to add to my metal collection. Then we have Dum Dum Girls, He Gets Me High, just kind of a little 4 EP album. I was in a music store one time and heard a couple things playing and saw this the other day, so I picked it up. And again, just some really good kind of odd stuff. Gave me a little bit of an 80s feel. It doesn't sound like 80s music, but I got an 80s vibe from it. And anytime you do that with me, that's good as far as your record sales with me go. So I had a chance to pick that up. But check them out if you're not familiar with the Dum Dum Girls. Also picked up this copy of Kings of Leon, Only by the Night. This is a really good pickup too. I know this is kind of a big album for them, but I never really paid that much attention to it. I mean, I really only knew the song Somebody off there. And I was watching their, I think it was a Storytellers that they did, a VH1 Storytellers. And I just heard a number of songs I thought were kind of good, and looked at them and learned that a few of them were on this album. So I thought, let me go trade in some of these doubles I have and, pick it up. And I did, and it ended up being a lot better album than I thought. So I'm kind of disappointed I hesitated as long to buy it. There's some really good songs on this. So that's Kings of Leon. And then last but not least, these are just a couple of others I picked out of a 50-cent bin today. Go Cut Creator Go and Candy. This is the single by LL Cool J off his Bigger and Deffer album. is a huge album for him. I still need to get that actually on vinyl. Found a 12-inch single of the song Planet Rock by Soul Sonic Force. If you remember one of the very first Thread videos I ever did, I think it was one of the first Thread videos that I remember kind of sparking a lot of that big push of Thread, was when we did the 5 most influential albums that define your music taste, and I talked about Soul Sonic Force and the song Planet Rock, and so I picked up the 12-inch single there. I need to get a new cover for it, though. That one's kind of dirty, but the vinyl's in good condition. And then Return of the B-Girl, kind of some more hip-hop stuff, EP here. Sound-wise, if you're familiar with kind of Diggable Planets, it sounds kind of a lot like that. And I'm not sure what this record sounds like. I do remember I used to like Schoolie D, but I don't remember this record. But I found it in the dollar bin, so I picked it up, and we'll give it a spin and see what I think. But if it's anything like his other stuff that I do remember, it'll be pretty good, and I'll end up keeping it. And last but not least, I was looking for some records for Spellerine, and I was in a record store, the same time I got that Danzig, and I stumbled across one that I knew you'd been looking for, so Spellerine, This Is Gonna Be Yours, which is Buffalo Springfield Again. I know you were really wanting a copy of that, and I found this really, really clean, good copy. Really good condition. So I snagged it up pretty quick. So I'll get that off in the mail to you, but what I thought I would probably do is wait until you let me know that the Canadian mail is back up. I haven't heard anything about it since, but let me know as soon as it is, and I'll get it in the mail. I figure that's better than sending it up and having it get stuck up there wherever for however long and get damaged or lost or whatever the case may be. So as soon as they're moving again, let me know, and I'll get this up to you. But don't go buy a copy before then, because you got a good one here. Alright. Oh, that's one last thing I want to show. I did pick up a number of CDs too, all of them for under $1 a piece. I got some good Scorpions, Anthrax, just all kinds of stuff. But the ones I really want to show you is this collection of Time Life guitar rock that I picked up from 66 all the way through, because it goes like 66, 67, 67, 60, or 68, 69, like every 2 years. I got from 66 all the way through 81. And any of you who are big CD collectors probably know that these tend to go for a pretty penny. I got them for less than $1 a piece. And I remember when I went through my stupid sell-off phase of my CDs, I sold 2 of them that I had for about $17 a piece. So that was a very good find to get this whole collection. I'm not going to sell these, I'm definitely going to keep them. So that's just some of the good CDs I picked up as well. But anyway, that's how the last week or two in show was. Like I said, I didn't spend a lot of money. Didn't have a lot of money to spend right now, but I was still able to pick up a few good things and trade off some things to get some buying money, so that's always a good thing. But anyway, let me know what you guys